On a warm Paris evening, Pakistani journalist in exile Taha Siddiqui raises the shutters on the Dissident Club, the bar he has set up in the heart of the French capital. Siddiqui is preparing for another night of discussion and debate among fellow international exiles and local Parisians, fueled by plenty of food and drink. It's a long way from his roots in Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, as the son of conservative Muslim parents.
When I went to university, this was the first time I started sort of questioning everything that was around me.
He had originally planned to study business in Karachi, Pakistan, but a chance encounter with journalists set him on a different path.
I realized that, there is this way of asking questions, of this method of asking questions, which is journalism.
From 2008, he began reporting from Pakistan for international media on rights abuses and state and military officials.
And those stories, they started, ruffling the wrong feathers.
He says the military repeatedly warned him to stop, but he refused. And in January 2018, while travelling to the airport, Siddiqui's life would change forever. Armed assailants forced his taxi to stop and dragged him into a vehicle. Siddiqui thought he would be locked up in a secret jail or possibly killed.
The car was just about to move, and it was just like moving very, very, very slowly. So I used my elbow, hit him really hard on his face, opened the door and jumped out of the moving car.
It was a wake-up call. Within weeks, Siddiqui and his family left for Paris.
Since I've been in exile, I continue to write what I want. I continue to speak up the way I want. I continue to report on Pakistan.
Siddiqui's remarkable journey from Pakistan to Paris is captured in his book, The Dissident Club, named for the bar he set up, a traditional French joint with some unique additions, including a dictator's dartboard.
Here in Paris, there's a big culture of cafes and bars where people come together to meet, to exchange ideas, to discuss issues, and we create a bridge between these dissidents in exile and the Parisian society to make them meet and understand what we go through, what is happening in our countries.
France brings relative safety, but Siddiqui says that he still receives threats and that agents from the Pakistani and Chinese embassies have visited the club.
Threats follow us even in exile.
Pakistan's embassy in Paris did not respond to VOA's request for comment. Officials have previously denied involvement in attacks and threats to journalists. Not far from Siddiqui's club is the headquarters of Reporters Without Borders, a media watchdog all too aware of the dangers for exiled journalists.
Even though they might be in safe territories, their families and their friends and their close ones most of the time are still at home, and they are used against them in order to threaten them and pressure them.
Authoritarian regimes seem to use the same tactics, says Siddiqui.
So we're like, okay, if they are collaborating and using the same playbook, so we should, on the other hand, activists, journalists, artists, academics should get together and fight back together.
An exiled journalist, a proud dissident, striving to uphold press freedom. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, Paris.